What's going on, family? This is Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. I want to take a look at Elmo John Ray. He was known in the boxing community as Elmo Violent Ray. Born March 3rd, 1911, Federal Point, Florida. He died May 20th, 1987 in Haston, Florida. He was 76 years of age at the time of his death. He stood 6 foot 2 inches. He was a heavyweight with a fighting career record of 134 total bouts, 97 wins, 23 losses, 69 knockouts. He was stopped 9 times himself. And he had 11 draws. Now, he began his professional debut October 31st, 1933, against a fighter by the name of Walter King. In fact, he fought him twice. And he would end his career March 8th, 1949, over Johnny Holman. Johnny Holman was a very hard puncher out of California. And he was a good fighter. Johnny Holman was in the ring with Bob Baker and many, many others. So what a way to end your career. Now, Elmo Violent Ray was in a ring with Willie Bush 4 times. Obie Walker, who was a colored heavyweight champion, fought him 13 times. John Henry Lewis, who was a former light heavyweight champion, took the title away from Bob Olin in 1935. And he would end his career in 1939. Now, he lost his crown in 1938. The commission wanted him stripped because he didn't defend his title over Tiger Jack Fox. It wasn't his fault because the doctor who examined him told the commission that he had poor vision in one eye. And they stopped the fight. And because they stopped the fight, they didn't allow that fight to go on. So therefore, Tiger Jack Fox wouldn't become light heavyweight champion. But John Henry Lewis would lose his crown. Ironic, I'll tell you. And John Henry Lewis would eventually face an old friend, Joe Louis, because he needed the money. And then the doctor would strip him of his light heavyweight championship belt. It was sanctioned by the commission. And that was the end of John Henry Lewis. He was a kin of Tom Molyneux. Very good fighter was John Henry Lewis. Violent Ray would also be in the ring with young Jack Thompson and Leroy Haynes, Willie Reddish out of Philadelphia, Larry Lovett 4 times, and Sid Peaks, who was a muscle-bound heavyweight. Lisa Boyd was a former Joe Louis opponent. Bob Martin. Turkey Thompson, they called him the Steel Hammer, fought him twice. Bob Smith. Buddy Millard. Perk Daniels and Izard Charles. Fought Izard Charles twice. 1 win, 1 loss. Jersey Joe Walcott 3 times. 1 win and 2 losses. He was also in the ring with the ever-punching Johnny Holman. Now, Elmo John Allen Ray was born in Federal Point, Florida, as I stated. And he had a mom and dad, John Allen Ray and Lily Ray. She was formerly Miss Lily Hawkins. He was born in Georgia between 1872 and 1873. And his mother, Lily Ray, was born between 1879 and 1888. And they would have 8 children. They would also have Ray and 2 older brothers and 1 older sister. The oldest brother was William, and the middle brother was Robert C. Ray. Now, Elmo was raised in a suburban area. He was raised on a potato field. This was located in Hastings, Florida. He was able to develop a broad back, very strong shoulders, and powerful core by lugging those potato baskets up and down all day. And Elmo began boxing after he showed passion to play football. And Walter E. Harris would be in the audience when he noticed the brute strength of Elmo Violent Ray. And he would suggest that he take up the game of boxing. And Ray began boxing in the sport and battle royales, just like Kid Norfolk and Bo Jack, Bob Armstrong, etc. Walter King, October 31st, 1933, earned $33 for Elmo Violent Ray. And Ray earned $12 a week while walking in the Indian village. Saturday, September 25th, 1937, he would face Jersey Joe Walcott. Rockland Palace, New York. He would lose to him in the third round. He'd be stopped. It was scheduled for 6 rounds, but he couldn't deal with the finesse of Jersey Joe Walcott. See, Jersey Joe Walcott was trained by the famous Jack Blackburn, along with Joe Louis, and he would learn some tricks of the trade, and he would take them all out on Elmer Violet Ray. Right on November 15th, 1946, he faced Jersey Joe Walcott once again. New York's Madison Square Garden. 10-round victory for Elmer Violet Ray. But on Tuesday, March 4th, 1947, he faced Jersey Joe Walcott once again, 10-round loss at the Orange Bowl in Miami. It would be a majority decision. And Elmer Ray was ranked as high as number 1 in the heavyweight division in 1941. He would lose an opportunity to face Joe Louis when he would lose to Ezzard Charles. They would call Ezzard Charles a Cincinnati Cobra. He would become the heavyweight champion of the world. 1949, he would win the NBA version of the heavyweight championship strap. And he would solidify it in New York's Yankee Stadium with Joe Louis. And unfortunately for him, he'd be knocked out with a bodacious left hook. 1951. By Jersey Joe Walcott. And at that time, Joe Walcott would be the oldest heavyweight champion in boxing history. Jersey Joe Walcott. His name was Almond Raymond Creed. He was born January 31st, 1914, Pincarson, New Jersey. He died February 25th, 1994, 80 years of age at the time of his death. I had the pleasure of meeting Jersey Joe Walcott more than one occasion. Camden, New Jersey was his hometown. Stood 6 foot. He was a heavyweight. He had a beautiful 74-inch reach. Fighting career record of 71 total bouts, 50 wins, 20 losses, 31 knockouts. He had 1 draw. He was stopped 6 times. He was in the ring with Al Latour, defeated him. Tiger Jack Fox defeated him. Art Sykes, he would win a 10-round decision. Phil Johnson defeated him. As a matter of fact, he would defeat Phil Johnson and his son Harold Johnson, both in the 3rd round. Jorg Brothers, Abe Simon, Curtis the Hatchman Shepard, he would defeat all of these fighters. Lee Omer, Joe Louis he would lose to. Ezzard Charles, beautiful competition, he would lose 2 and win 1. Joey Maxim, 3 times, 2 wins, 1 loss. He would face Harold Johnson 5 times. Rex Lane, Rocky Marciano twice. Elmer Violet Ray. Elmer Violet Ray was a beautiful fighter. Took his time in the ring. Born March 1st, 1947, and he lost to Jersey Joe Walcott in unanimous decision. Now the thing with Elmer Violet Ray, fight New Orleans, and it's amazing how devastating that was. 61 battle royale bouts. He punched only with 1 hand because of his size. And legend has it that he knocked out 9 men in 1 battle royale match. Be in the ring with Arturo Godoy and Tammy Mariello. Both men would refuse to fight this man, even though they had a guarantee. Elmer Violet Ray was scheduled in New York's Madison Square Garden to face Lou Nova, Milo Patina, Lee Omer, Joe Baskey, and they all refused to fight him. He would have 19 knockouts in a row. He was a phenomenal fighter. It was Elmer Violet Ray. I just wanted to pay a little tribute to Elmer Violet Ray. He was a very good fighter. He was a fraternity member of the Black Murderers Row. Shout out to Elmer Violent Ray. Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuffs series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Salute to my subscribers. Salute to this outstanding fighter from the Black Murderers Row, Elmer Violent Ray.